Ever walked into an auto shop for a simple oil change and left with a huge bill? Yeah, you're not alone. Some mechanics, have mastered the art of overcharging, upselling, and straight-up lying to squeeze money out of your wallet. But not today, because in this video, I'm exposing 10 of the biggest mechanic scams that people fall for, and I'll show you how to avoid them. So, if you want to save money and avoid getting ripped off, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive right in. Scam number 1. Unnecessary repairs. You take your car in for a simple oil change or tire rotation, expecting to be in and out in no time. But then, the mechanic comes back with a serious look on their face. We found a few issues that need to be fixed immediately. Your brake pads are dangerously worn out, your suspension is in bad shape, and honestly, I wouldn't even drive this car home if I were you. That sounds terrifying, right? No one wants to risk their safety. So out of fear, many people say, okay, fix whatever needs fixing. But here's the catch. Some mechanics exaggerate problems or flat out invent them to squeeze more money out of you. Even if an issue does exist, it might not actually need urgent attention. How this scam works. The fear tactic. They make it sound like your car is on the verge of a catastrophic breakdown, convincing you that waiting even one more day is dangerous. The laundry list approach. Instead of one problem, they'll often pile on multiple supposed issues to make the bill skyrocket. Lack of proof. They tell you what's wrong but don't actually show you the problem, hoping you'll take their word for it. Pushing expensive replacements. Instead of minor fixes, instead of replacing just a brake pad, they might say you need an entire new braking system. Pro tip, if a mechanic pressures you to approve a repair on the spot, that's a red flag. Honest mechanics will give you time to think it over. Scam number 2, overcharging for parts. Imagine this. You bring your car in for a simple repair, and the mechanic tells you, yeah, you need a new alternator. That'll be $850. $850? That seems a bit steep. But hey, cars are expensive, right? Well, here's the scam. The actual alternator only costs $200, but the shop is marking it up 3 to 4 times before selling it to you. And you're also paying for labor. How this scam works: massive price markups. Some mechanics inflate the cost of parts way beyond their real value. A part that costs $80 wholesale could be listed on your bill as $300 or more. This is especially common for batteries, alternators, sensors, and brake components, claiming they only use premium parts. They might justify the high price by saying they only use OEM, original equipment manufacturer parts. But in reality, they may still be using cheaper aftermarket parts while charging OEM prices, forcing you to buy through them. Some shops won't let you bring your own parts because they make huge profits selling them to you directly. Using generic descriptions on the invoice. Instead of listing the exact part number, they write vague descriptions like engine component or brake assembly to make it harder for you to compare prices. Scam number 3, fake urgent repairs. Mechanic. Listen, I don't want to scare you, but your brake pads are almost completely worn out. If you don't replace them today, you could lose control of your car. Customer. Wait, really? I haven't noticed any issues. Mechanic. It's bad. I wouldn't even drive this car home. We can fix it right now for $850. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book. You bring your car in for something routine, like an oil change or a tire rotation, and suddenly the mechanic tells you that your car is in critical condition and needs repairs right now. Your brakes are dangerously worn out. Your engine could fail any second. Your suspension is so bad, you're putting yourself at risk. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes repairs really are urgent, but sometimes it's just a scare tactic to pressure you into paying for unnecessary repairs on the spot. How this scam works: the fear tactic. The mechanic tells you that something is about to fail and could put you in immediate danger if you don't fix it right away. They make it seem like driving home is risky, hoping you'll panic and agree to the repair. No signs of a real problem. You haven't noticed any warning signs, no strange noises, dashboard lights, or performance issues. Yet they insist your car is on the verge of a major breakdown. High-pressure sales. They won't just suggest the repair, they'll try to make you approve it immediately. We can take care of it right now for $850. They want you to say yes before you have time to think or check with someone else. Unnecessary part replacements. They might tell you that multiple parts must be replaced together, even if only one is actually worn. Example, your brake pads are slightly worn, but they say you need new rotors, calipers, and brake fluid, all at once. Scam number 4, unnecessary fluid flushes. Mechanic, your transmission fluid is looking really bad. You need a flush today, or you could have serious problems down the road. Customer, really? I just had my car serviced a few months ago. Mechanic, yeah, but dirty fluid can destroy your engine over time. I'd highly recommend getting this done now. We can take care of it for $250. Mechanics love to push fluid flushes because they're easy money. Brake fluid, coolant, transmission fluid, they'll say it all needs to be flushed immediately. But here's the truth. Most modern cars don't need fluid flushes nearly as often as mechanics claim. In fact, flushing fluids too often can actually do more harm than good. How this scam works. The dirty fluid lie. The mechanic tells you that your fluid looks dirty and must be flushed immediately. They might even show you dark or murky fluid. But here's the thing. Many fluids naturally darken over time without causing any problems. Preventative maintenance upsell. They convince you that skipping the flush will lead to engine failure, transmission damage, or brake failure. In reality, if the fluid level is good and your car is running fine, you likely don't need a flush at all. Overpriced or unnecessary flushes. Some shops charge $150 to $300 per flush, even if your car doesn't need it. Some don't even do a full flush. They just top off the fluid, but charge you for a full service. Fake manufacturer recommendations. They might say, your car manufacturer recommends this service every 20,000 miles. Total lie. Your owner's manual tells you exactly when fluid changes are needed, not the mechanic. Scam number 5, bait and switch pricing. Customer, great. So the repair is just $99, right? Mechanic, yep. We'll get started and give you a call when it's ready. Customer, wait, $400? I thought it was $99. Mechanic, well, we had to add some additional labor, a shop fee, disposal charges, and a couple of extra parts. Standard stuff. This is a classic bait and switch scam. A mechanic quotes you one price to get you in the door, then jacks up the final bill with hidden fees, unnecessary repairs, and overpriced parts. How this scam works. The too good to be true price. The shop advertises a cheap service, like a $99 brake job or a $49 oil change. It sounds like a great deal, so you take your car in. The surprise upcharges. Once your car is in the shop, they suddenly discover extra issues. They say you need additional parts or that the job requires more labor than expected. By the time they're done, your bill has tripled or quadrupled. Hidden fees and mystery charges. They add shop fees, disposal fees, diagnostic charges, and extra labor costs that weren't mentioned before. Some shops even charge you for miscellaneous parts that were never discussed. Pressure to pay. When you go to pick up your car, you're blindsided by the inflated bill. If you refuse to pay, they say your car won't be released until you settle the full amount. Scam number 6. Used or low-quality parts. Mechanic. We replaced your alternator with a brand new one. That'll be $600. Customer. Awesome, thanks. New mechanic. Wait a minute, this isn't new. This is a used alternator. Someone scammed you. Customer. Are you serious? I paid full price for a new one. This is one of the dirtiest tricks some mechanics pull. You think you're getting a brand new part, but they install a used or low-quality one and charge you full price. That's like paying for a brand new iPhone and getting a scratched-up used one instead. How this scam works. The new part lie. You pay for a brand new original part, but the mechanic installs a used, refurbished, or knockoff version instead. Some dishonest shops buy cheap parts in bulk, then mark them up as premium name brand parts, charging full price for used or aftermarket parts. A shop might tell you, we're using a top-quality OEM part. But in reality, they install a junkyard replacement or cheap aftermarket part and still charge you the premium price. No proof or packaging. The mechanic never shows you the new part before installation. They may throw away the box so you never see what brand it was. Quick failure and repeat repairs. Used parts wear out faster, meaning you'll be back in the shop sooner and spending even more money. Some shady mechanics do this on purpose to keep you coming back. Scam number 7. Inflated labor hours. Mechanic. This should take about 30 minutes. Customer. Wait, I'm being charged for 3 hours of labor, but you finished in 30 minutes? Mechanic. Yeah, that's just our standard labor rate. Ever wonder why your bill is so high for a quick repair? Some shops inflate labor hours. A job that takes 30 minutes magically becomes a 3-hour charge. This is how some mechanics squeeze extra money out of customers without actually doing any extra work. How this scam works. The flat rate trick. Many repair shops charge by book time or flat rate labor. Instead of charging for actual time spent, they charge for whatever the book says, even if the job is much faster. Example. Changing brake pads could take 40 minutes, but they charge you for 2 to 3 hours. Exaggerating complexity. Some mechanics make simple jobs sound way harder than they are. They'll say things like, "This is a very complicated repair. It'll take longer than you think. We had to remove a lot of parts to get to it." Meanwhile, the job is quick and easy, but they bill you as if it took half the day. Billing for invisible work. Some shops charge for extra labor hours that never happened. The mechanic finishes early but leaves your car sitting in the shop so you don't realize how fast they were done. You end up paying for work that was never done. Scam number 8. Overpriced top-ups. Mechanic. We went ahead and topped off your fluids for you. Customer. Wait, $15 for windshield washer fluid? Isn't this stuff like $2 at the store? Ever noticed a mystery charge on your bill for something you never asked for? Some mechanics top off your washer fluid, coolant, or power steering fluid and charge you $10 to $20 for something that costs pennies. This is one of the easiest ways shops inflate your bill without you even realizing it. How this scam works. Sneaky add-ons without asking. You bring your car in for an oil change or minor repair. Without telling you, the mechanic pours in a few ounces of washer fluid or coolant. Then they slap a $10 to $20 charge on your bill without asking if you wanted it. Charging for topping off instead of a full replacement. If you were low on washer fluid, they probably only added a tiny amount. But instead of charging for just what they used, they bill you as if they refilled the entire system. Marking up dirt cheap fluids. Washer fluid costs $2 for a whole gallon at most auto stores. Coolant and power steering fluid are cheap too, but some shops charge 5 to 10 times the actual price. Scam number 9, check engine light scams. Driver, oh no, what now? Mechanic, your check engine light is on, we can check it, but there's a $150 diagnostic fee. If your check engine light comes on, don't panic. Some mechanics charge $100 to $200 just to read the code, before they even fix anything. But here's the hack. You can check it yourself for free. How this scam works. Charging a huge diagnostic fee. Some shops charge $100 plus just to plug in a scanner and read a code that takes less than a minute. This doesn't include repairs, just the privilege of knowing what's wrong, making it seem worse than it is. They tell you the issue is urgent or complicated to scare you into expensive repairs. Example, the code might just mean a loose gas cap, but they say, you need a full emission system repair, $800, hiding the actual code. Some mechanics won't tell you the code, just a vague explanation. That way you can't Google it or get a second opinion. Scam number 10, charging for work that wasn't done. Driver, great, my car got a full service, oil change, tire rotation, and brake check. Driver, wait, did they even change my oil? This is one of the worst scams out there. You pay for a service, but the mechanic never actually does the work. You might pay for a tire rotation, but your tires are in the exact same spots. An oil change, but the oil is still dirty. A brake check, but they never even looked at them. How this scam works. Shops cut corners to save time. Some mechanics are lazy or overbooked, so they skip services and hope you won't notice. They take your money but don't actually rotate your tires, replace your oil, or inspect your brakes. They assume most people won't check. Many drivers don't double-check their oil, tire positions, or filters. If you don't ask questions, they get away with it. Fake repairs on service invoices. Some shops list services on the receipt but never perform them. Example: your receipt says tire rotation $50, but your tires are exactly the same. You were billed for an oil change, but your oil is still black and dirty. Now you know the top 10 mechanic scams, so next time you won't get ripped off. Have you ever been scammed by a mechanic? Drop your story in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more money-saving car tips.